Hello and welcome back to the Movie Memo Recaps. Today we are going to recap a 2023 movie named 65, directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, and starring Adam Driver. Keep up, spoilers incoming. The opening scene is set up in the outer space, and the events are prior to the advent of mankind. In the infinity of space, other civilizations explored the heavens as we head to a planet called Samaris, where Mills is with his wife discussing on how he will tell his daughter named Nevine that he will spend 2 years on his upcoming mission, as the wife tells him that it is for their daughter's benefit since she needs medication and Mills will be getting an increment on his salary. Mills moves on to meet Nevine, who she teaches how to whistle, though it doesn't seem easy at first, but she suddenly does it. She tells him that she knows about his upcoming journey and tell him not to worry about her. 2 years later, an asteroid hit a spaceship whose astronaut is Mills returning to Samaris. As the spaceship is on autopilot, the computer alerts of the risk assessment as they are heading towards meteoroids, which prompts Mills to wake up and try manual driving to avoid them, but as the asteroids are many, he gets forced to go for an emergency landing on an unknown planet. The spaceship breaks into 2 pieces as he sends a signal that he is compromised while he receives memories of Nevine. Later on, Mills is unconscious as the computer reports the location to be unknown. When he wakes up, he notices an injury on his lower abdomen and attends to it instantly before getting a life support suit. Checking on the system, it's evident that most of the other passengers are all dead, and he gets a laser gun to move out and check the location where he is, though there are creatures crawling in the water. The passengers are all dead as he is all alone and decides to move back to the spaceship, where he records that he is the only survivor and the ship was hit by asteroids and broken into 2 pieces, and the escape pods got destroyed apart from 2 missing, and he needs support. He gets memories of Nevine as he sits wondering before moving back to the ship to see her recordings, but suddenly the computer reports a person possibly alive, hence Mills moving out to check, and on reaching he finds a pod with a little girl inside still breathing. He carries her to move back to the ship, but suddenly see a footstep of a T-Rex dinosaur and confirm this planet might be dangerous. It's now 65 million years ago on Earth when he crashed, and this is the time before mankind came into existence. He wakes up to move out as the girl stays, but pretends asleep. He starts to move through the forest to look for the missing escape pods, and as he moves he finds different skeletons of dangerous dinosaurs and a geyser. He suddenly sees the escape vessel across the mountain and scans to confirm, but suddenly he gets attacked by a little dinosaur, which he fights and overcome to move back, though he is now more careful. He suddenly sees the little girl who runs, and he goes after her, hence both of them falling near a dead and bitten creature. Back at the ship he asks for her name, but unfortunately she doesn't speak English, hence checking the passenger list to know she is called Koa. He attends to her wounds as he explains to her what happened and that their only hope is the escape vessel across the mountain. She speaks in a language which Mills can't translate or understand, and he pours red powder on a table to try explain to her through sign language. She seems to understand a little and draw a sign meaning her parents, as she wants to meet her family. In order to persuade her to move with him to the escape vessel, he lies to her that her family is on the escape vessels. He reports about Koa and her missing parents, as Koa is watching messages of Nevine that she sent to Mills while she was still fine, and when the illness was weakening her, Mills turns it off to start preparations to move to the escape vessel, but the place seems so dangerous according to the various sounds being heard. The computer reports the escape vessels to be in 12 kilometers as Koa falls feeling tired, but Mills wants her to move faster, though she sees something in space. She gets some berries which she throws to Mills playingly, but he warns her not to eat them as they are dangerous. A bug falls on Mills's back, but when he hits it his hand gets sticky, and on trying to remove it a bark holds onto him and Koa laughs. He teases her to touch her with dirty hands, but suddenly a tree branch falls to scare them. They meet a little creature stranded in a muddy pit, and Koa runs to save it, hence Mills Oswell, because he can't stop her. Suddenly other predators attack it to kill it as Mills drags Koa into a hiding spot so that they don't get spotted, and she cries out of fear. Later on they continue and reach a waterfall where Mills checks on his wound and tell Koa he is tired, though she can't understand English. He gives her water, and when it gets done he tells her to get more as he gets memories of Nevine. She gets a flower and play with him as they are now getting more close to each other. Suddenly he loses the signal and decide to move up a tree where he gets signal to scan, but suddenly a bug on his hand scare him to fall down, hence dislocating his arm. As Koa helps him to put the hand back in position, some dinosaurs hear the sound and start to approach them, but by the time one attacks them, Mills is fit and shoots it dead before telling Koa to run. When there are more coming, he activates his small explosives as Koa hides in tree log. Mills fights the other dinosaurs, but suddenly others attack Koa, who crawls on a log, though Mills shoots them faster to save her. Suddenly one drags her from behind to take her, and Mills scare it away with shots, but Koa is now so scared to move further, and Mills try to console her as they need to go, but then gives her space to calm down. As it starts to get dark, he starts to whistle like how he did with Nevine, hence getting Koa's attention, and she whistles back before accepting to move on. Later on, they find a cave to take rest where Mills sets beacons for safety as he tells Koa to sleep. He finds out there's an incoming meteorite before Koa reveals one of Nevine's tape, though Mills seems angry at first, but later decide to play it knowing it brings peace to both of them. They take a rest as he recalls when Nevine passed away, but suddenly the beacons wake him after sensing danger, and when he wakes Koa, he finds out that a bug has entered her mouth. He kills it immediately, and Koa vomits the remainings. The beacons alert more incoming danger, and shortly a dinosaur attacks them, but Mills shoots it before they run through a hole at the back of the cave. Mills scan for a possible path, though there's a dinosaur behind them unnoticed, but Mills and Koa continue to look for a way out of the tunnel where they seem stranded at the moment. Mills starts to remove some rocks and dig for a way out, but suddenly gets tired as his hand is injured, but Koa keeps empowering him by saying family. He explains to her that her family is dead, but she can't understand English and keep telling him only one word, family. Suddenly he remembers his explosives to create a hole and gives some to Koa as they head out. Unluckily, the rocks collapse before Mills moves up, hence getting trapped back, separating him from Koa. Koa is outside as Mills decides to move to the previous cave, but a dinosaur crosses his path and he gets his gun ready. He scans to find out the dinosaur is at his back and turns to shoot it as a fight breaks out with him trying to get his gun and gets bitten on the hand, but later shoot it dead. Koa notices a bone to use as a weapon and wrap it with the poisonous berries and keep it in her bag. Mills is now outside Oswell, but suddenly notices something as the computer detects a catastrophic asteroid is about to hit Earth in a few hours, hence looking for Koa so that they leave before it's too late. Koa gets attacked by a dinosaur, and when she screams, Mills hears her to run in her direction as she hides. He runs as fast as he can, but suddenly falls into a pit of quicksand as the dinosaur attacks Koa again, but after a while she uses the explosives to kill it. Mills is sinking while calling Koa loudly to save him, and as he is no more, Koa shows up to bend a branch and help him move out of the pit, thanking her afterwards. He explains to her that the asteroids would be reaching Earth in 12 hours, and that night they keep on moving to reach the escape vessel. At the mountain base, he ties a rope for Koa to move up and tie it so that he climbs Oswell, and after a while she gives him the rope and he wonders how she smartly tied it. They reach the other part of the spaceship as Koa starts to call for her family, while Mills confirms the emergency pod is in good condition and everything is still working. Koa moves out calling her family, but only finds destroyed remains and asks Mills where her family is as she gets angry and cry though asteroids start to fall. Mills apologizes for lying to her, and he shows her Nevine's photo and how sad he is that she passed away without his presence, and now he needs to take Koa back to their planet Samaris before they hug each other. More asteroids are falling, hence running back to the pod and leave, but suddenly an asteroid hits the pod before they launch, causing it to fall down. After a while, Koa is awake and try to launch it, but it fails due to its position as a large dinosaur has also arrived to start attacking the pod. Since the gun is down, Mills unlocks himself to get it, but it fails to work, and as the second dinosaur arrives and he runs to hide and reset the gun, Koa is trying to unlock herself, but fails as Mills sits to see Nevine's hologram created by Koa to give him courage, but the dinosaurs get diverted Oswell in the process. Mills shoots one dead as the second one gets furious to attack Koa and throw the pod, but Mills shoots it multiple times, killing it though his gun run empty. The pod is now back in normal position to launch, and the computer begins the repair cycle thanks to the dinosaur's push. Shortly, another dinosaur he fought earlier in cave shows up to start chasing Mills, who runs while injured but gets proper timing of the geysers to drag the dinosaur into a trap of the hot spring. Surprisingly, it's not dead yet, and now Mills seems frozen without any plan, but Koa runs to pierce it in the eye with the bone she kept earlier, hence stumbling into another geyser, eventually finishing it. The large meteorite is nearing Earth, and they move to the pod and launch it to leave as the meteorite hits Earth to finish of the dinosaur extinction. Out in the space, the computer guides them to the rescue vessel as Mills gets a vision of Navine, and Koa holds his hand to comfort him as they head to Samaras. Earth is shown after the asteroids Oswell as the aftermath as the movie ends. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.